Rare coin collecting. Discover real value and history in every coin.
The 2018D Lincoln penny might look like just another shiny modern coin, but some of these small copper-plated cents have sold for $1,200, $3,500, and even over $10,000 at major auctions. Yes, a coin worth 1 cent could hide life-changing value if you know what to look for. Before we dive in, support our effort, subscribe, like, and share so we can keep bringing you more incredible coin videos and help you uncover hidden treasures that might be sitting in your change right now. Now let's talk about the coin itself. The 2018D penny was minted in Denver, marked by that small D under the date on Lincoln's chest. Over 4.3 billion of these coins were struck, making them seem common, but not all 2018D pennies are created equal. Some are extraordinary due to mint errors, high-grade preservation, or unique varieties that can turn an everyday coin into a collector's jackpot. The 2018D Lincoln cent features the Union Shield reverse design, which has been on all Lincoln cents since 2010. The obverse still carries the iconic bust of President Abraham Lincoln, first introduced back in 1909. It's made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating, weighing 2.5 grams. These coins were struck using high-speed presses, and with billions made, a few stunning mistakes were bound to happen. One of the most talked about finds from 2018 is the 2018D double die obverse, where the words "Liberty" or "In God We Trust" show visible doubling. Clear examples with sharp doubling have sold for $600 to $1,000, while coins with dramatic, eye-catching doubling have fetched more than $2,000. Collectors go crazy for these varieties because they prove how tiny differences in minting can lead to big money. Another reason 2018D pennies can be valuable is their error strikes, coins struck off center with partial collars, or die breaks known as cuds, can sell anywhere from $100 to $2,500 depending on how noticeable the error is. One remarkable 2018D penny with a massive cut across Lincoln's head shocked collectors when it sold for $3,400. And then there's the elite category, ultra-high-grade coins. Most pennies from circulation grade between MS63 and MS65, but when a 2018D penny is nearly flawless, with glowing red color and perfect strike, it can be worth serious cash. Certified MS68RD examples have sold for $500 to $800, while a nearly perfect MS69RD could command over $5,000. Experts believe that if a true MS7RD ever appears, it could sell for well over $10,000, simply because perfection is almost impossible at that production scale. Sometimes collectors also find struck-through errors, where bits of debris or grease partially block the coin die during minting. This results in parts of the design, like Lincoln's jaw or the letters in America, being faint or missing. Depending on visibility, these can sell from $50 to $300. What makes the 2018D penny fascinating is how modern coins are still creating buzz among numismatists. Many collectors assume only old coins can be valuable, but in truth, recent mint issues like this one continue to surprise the market. Modern era collecting is a booming field, with enthusiasts constantly scanning rolls, bags, and even change from stores to find the next hidden gem. There's also something nostalgic about the 2018D penny. It represents the continuation of America's longest-running coin series, the Lincoln cent, which started in 1909 and still endures, more than a century later. Even in an age of digital money, the penny remains a beloved symbol of US coinage history. If you're checking your 2018D pennies, here's what you should look for: a bold, clear D mint mark under the date, bright red luster with no fingerprints, spots, or scratches, any visible doubling on Liberty, In God We Trust, or the date. Thick, raised lines or blobs of metal on Lincoln's head or the rim, a sign of die chips or cuds. Off-center or broad strike designs that look misaligned. Even a coin with a minor imperfection can turn into a collector's prize. Remember, with billions minted, only a handful come out with dramatic, eye-catching errors, and those are the ones worth hundreds or even thousands. So next time you go through your change, take a close look at every 2018D penny. What looks ordinary could actually be your lucky find, the one that turns pocket. change into profit. Keep your magnifier handy, stay curious, and remember, sometimes the smallest coins hold the biggest surprises. The 1922 Lincoln cent is one of the most mysterious and valuable coins in US history. A small copper coin that has shocked collectors by selling for $48,000, $125,000, and even beyond $200,000 at auction. Imagine finding a penny from 1922 in your collection and realizing it could be worth as much as a brand new luxury car. Before we dive into the secrets behind this incredible coin, support our effort, subscribe, like, and share so we can continue bringing you more amazing coin videos and help you discover treasures that might be hiding in your change. Now, let's step back to the early 1920s, a time when the US Mint was still recovering from World War I. In 1922, Lincoln cents were produced only at the Denver Mint. There were no pennies made in Philadelphia or San Francisco that year. That single fact set the stage for one of the greatest minting mysteries of all time. The Denver Mint struck about 7 million Lincoln cents in 1922, or with the D mint mark below the date. But as dies wore down and were polished to extend their life, something strange happened. On a few coins, the D mint mark vanished entirely. These became the legendary 1922 No D Lincoln cents, one of the most famous minting errors in US coinage history. What makes these coins so special isn't just the missing mint mark, it's how it happened. The mint didn't intentionally create No D coins. Instead, the mint mark disappeared because of over-polished dies, where the letter D was accidentally removed during cleaning. That's why genuine 1922 No D cents have the distinct appearance of a strong reverse, design but a weak or missing obverse detail. Especially around Lincoln's face and the mint mark area, collectors have identified several varieties of the 1922 cent. The most famous is known as the strong reverse No D variety. This type shows a clear, sharp reverse with well-defined wheat stalks, while the obverse has no visible D at all. These coins are extremely rare. Only a few thousand are believed to exist. Depending on condition, they can fetch huge prices. For example, one 1922 No D, strong reverse in mint state condition, sold for $48,300 at a heritage auction. Another graded MS64 red-brown by PCGS crossed the $90,000 mark, and the finest known. Examples have sold for more than $200,000. Even heavily circulated versions can bring $1,000 to $10,000, proving that this coin remains one of the most desirable pennies ever struck. There are also lesser-known varieties, including the weak D and die pair 2 types, where traces of the D mint mark can still be seen. These are still valuable but usually sell for lower prices, from $500 to $5,000, depending on clarity and condition. Authenticating these varieties is critical, as counterfeiters have tried to erase the D from regular 1922 D cents to mimic the No D look. That's why collectors rely on experts and grading services like PCGS or NGC to verify authenticity. Aside from the famous missing mint mark, the 1922 Lincoln cent is also notable for its historical context. The US economy was in transition after the post-war recession, and copper prices fluctuated. The mint was under pressure to meet coinage demand with limited resources. Because Philadelphia didn't strike any cents that year, the Denver Mint had to carry the full production load, leading to excessive die wear, polishing, and the eventual No D phenomenon. Design-wise, the 1922 Lincoln cent still carried Victor David Brenner's classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the wheat ears reverse, which had appeared since 1909. The coin's composition was 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, weighing 3.11 grams. It's a simple design, yet every detail tells a story of the mint's struggle to maintain quality under production stress. Over the decades, the 1922 No D cent has earned legendary status among collectors. It's one of the few coins that almost every numismatist dreams of owning. When you mention the 1922 Lincoln cent in the coin world, it immediately sparks excitement, because everyone knows there's more to this coin than meets the eye. If you ever come across a 1922 penny, grab a magnifying glass. Look closely under the date. If there's no visible D and the reverse is strong and crisp, you might be holding one of the most famous mint errors in American history. But be cautious. Thousands of fake no D cents exist. Check that the coin shows the right combination of weak obverse and strong reverse. And if in doubt, have it graded by a trusted expert. Even if yours turns out to be a regular 1922D, high-grade coins can still bring solid prices. A bright red-toned MS65 1922D penny can sell for over $1,500, and coins with rare die breaks or plancher flaws can reach $2,000 to $3,000. The 1922 Lincoln cent is more than a coin. It's a piece of minting history that connects collectors to a moment when a simple error created a masterpiece. So keep your eyes open. The next time you're sorting through a roll of wheat pennies, that 1 cent with a missing mint mark might just be your golden ticket, the one that turns pocket change into a treasure worth thousands. The 1943D steel penny is one of the most legendary and eye-catching coins in US history, and while most examples are common, a few rare ones have stunned collectors by selling for $60,000, $218,000, and even over $1 million at auction. That's right, a penny made of steel could make you a millionaire. Before we get into the details, support our effort, subscribe, like, and share so we can keep bringing you more amazing coin videos and help you uncover the treasures hiding in your change. Let's step back to 1943. The world was at war, and the United States Mint faced a major problem. Copper was needed for ammunition and shell casings, not for coins. To save copper for the war effort, the Mint decided to make pennies out of zinc-coated steel instead. These steel cents looked silver or grey, completely different from the traditional copper ones, and were struck at all 3 mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The 1943D penny, struck at the Denver Mint, bears a small D mint mark beneath the date. Over 217 million of them were produced, so most 1943D steel cents you find are worth just a few cents to a few dollars, unless they have something rare about them. And this is where the magic begins. During the transition to steel planchers, a few leftover bronze, copper, planchers from 1942 accidentally got stuck in the minting presses. When the Denver Mint struck these by mistake, they produced one of the most valuable coins in American history, the 1943D bronze Lincoln cent. This error happened when the old copper blanks were mixed in with the new steel ones. As a result, only a handful of genuine 1943D copper pennies exist today, and each one is worth a fortune. One of these famous coins sold for $212,750 at a heritage auction. Another, graded MS64 brown by PCGS, fetched over $1.7 million in a private sale. It remains one of the most sought-after minting errors ever made, a true holy grail for penny collectors. But even among the standard steel cents, there are varieties and errors that make certain 1943D pennies worth hundreds or even thousands. Coins with strong doubling on the date or liberty, known as double die obverse varieties, can bring prices from $500 to $5,000, depending on how visible the doubling is. Then there are off-center strikes, broad strikes and cuds, coins, where the rim or part of Lincoln's portrait appears cut off or swollen due to die breaks. These are true minting mistakes that can raise the value dramatically. A 1943D penny with a 20% off-center strike sold for $850, while one with a dramatic die break over the date hit found $200 at auction. Some 1943D steel cents also show struck-through errors, where a piece of fabric, wire, or grease came between the die and the plancher during striking. These can leave fascinating impressions or missing details, and collectors love them. Depending on how noticeable the error is, these coins can range from $50 to $1,000. What makes the steel penny so fascinating is its unique composition. Unlike all other Lincoln cents, it's not made of copper. Each coin is 99% steel and coated with a thin layer of zinc, giving it that shiny silver color. The problem, though, was that the coins rusted easily and were often mistaken for dimes. People disliked them, and the mint quickly returned to copper in 1944, but that one-year experiment made the 943 penny unforgettable. If you have a 1943D penny, here's how to tell if it's special. First, grab a magnet. Genuine 1943. Steel cents will stick to a magnet because of their iron content. If your coin doesn't stick, you might have one of those ultra-rare copper errors, and that could be life-changing. But be careful, many fake 1943 copper cents exist, usually made by coating steel coins or altering the date on 1948 copper cents. Always have yours authenticated by PCGS or NGC if you suspect it's rare. Even standard 1943D steel pennies can bring good value in top condition. Brilliant uncirculated examples with full mint luster, graded MS67 or higher, can sell for $150 to $500, and perfectly struck MS68 coins have reached $2,500. Proof-like or error-filled examples are worth even more. The story of the 1943D steel penny is a reminder of how world events can shape the smallest pieces of history. A global war, a metal shortage, and a quick decision at the mint combined to create one of the most collectible coins ever made. So next time you come across a silvery penny in your collection, don't overlook it. Check the mint mark, test it with a magnet, and imagine, if you're holding a rare 1943D copper cent, you could be holding a seven-figure treasure. Even if it's steel, it's still a piece of American history, a coin born out of wartime necessity, and a perfect example of how even the humblest coin can tell an incredible story. The 2017D Lincoln penny might look like an ordinary modern coin, but some examples have shocked collectors by selling for $2,000, $4,800, and even close to $10,000 at major auctions. Yes, a 1-cent coin minted just a few years ago in Denver has fetched thousands because of rare errors and perfect grading. Before we reveal what makes the 2017D penny so special, support our effort, subscribe, like, and share so we can continue bringing you more amazing coin videos and help you uncover the hidden treasures sitting right in your pocket change. Now, let's talk about the coin itself. The 2017D Lincoln cent was struck at the Denver Mint, marked by that small D below the date. Over 4.3 billion were produced, which makes it one of the most common pennies in circulation. However, not all of them came out perfect, and those imperfections are exactly what turn an everyday coin into a valuable collector's piece. The 2017D penny belongs to the Union Shield design series that began in 2010 on the obverse. It features Victor David Brenner's timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln, first introduced in 1909. The reverse design, a simple yet powerful Union Shield, represents the nation's unity with a single scroll reading 1 cent. The coin's composition remains the same as all modern cents, 97.5%. Zinc and 2.5% copper plating, weighing 2.5 grams. But what really excites collectors are the rare error coins and high-grade examples. Some 2017D pennies display striking minting mistakes, like off-center strikes, broad strikes, and die cracks, all of which can significantly increase value. For instance, a 2017D penny with a bold off-center strike sold for $1,850, while one showing a massive die crack across Lincoln's head fetched nearly $3,000. Even more valuable are the double die errors, coins where parts of the design were struck twice, creating visible doubling. The 2017D double die obverse variety, where Liberty or In God We Trust shows clear doubling, has sold for $2,400 to $4,800, depending on how dramatic the doubling is. Subtle examples might bring a few $100s, but sharp, eye-catching ones command thousands. Collectors also chase struck-through errors, which occur when debris, grease, or even a small object gets between the die and the plancher during minting. These can cause parts of the design to appear missing or distorted. A 2017D penny struck through grease, which left Lincoln's face partially blank, sold for $900 online. But even without errors, certain 2017D pennies are worth big money simply because of their condition. Most coins enter circulation immediately after minting, picking up nicks and scratches along the way. But a few rolls remain untouched, and when those coins are perfectly struck, their grades skyrocket. In fact, a 2017D Lincoln cent graded MS68, read by PCGS, sold for $2,880, while coins graded MS69 red, nearly flawless under magnification, have been valued over $6,000. Experts believe that if a truly perfect MS-70 red 2017D penny ever surfaces, it could bring five-figure prices. Because modern coins in that grade are almost unheard of, finding one is like hitting the numismatic jackpot. The 2017D penny also represents an important era for the US Mint, the final stretch of the Union Shield design, before collectors started calling for design changes. As a result, some numismatists are hoarding pristine rolls from this period, expecting values to climb in the future as high-grade examples become scarcer. If you're looking for one in your own collection, here's what to watch for. Look for strong, sharp lettering on Liberty and the date, a sign of good strike quality. Check for any doubling under magnification, especially around "In God We Trust." Examine the edges for die cracks, cuds, or off-center designs. For possible struck-through errors, look for missing details on Lincoln's face or coat. Always inspect the color. Full, bright red examples with zero spots are the most desirable. Even circulated 2017D pennies with dramatic errors can bring hundreds of dollars, while uncirculated examples in near-perfect condition can sell for thousands. The key is attention to detail. The tiniest difference can mean the difference between 1 cent and a life-changing discovery. So next time you see a shiny 2017D penny in your change, don't dismiss it. Take a closer look, because whether it's an off-center strike, a doubling variety, or a flawless high-grade gem, that small copper-plated coin might just be worth more than you ever imagined. And remember, every great coin find begins with curiosity, patience, and a simple coin like the 2017D Lincoln cent.